Hello. What's your name?
Herbie-jo.
Herbie-jo. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay. So, Herbie-jo. Whew. So here's the funny thing. Okay. Remember, nothing that I bring forward is from a place of judgment. All right. But it feels like you're an investigative reporter. Okay. And the reason that I say that is I'm getting like nobody should ever cross you. Like you keep receipts. Like you're taking screenshots. You're running everything. Okay. So I love this because there's this way of like, you know what I'm talking about? People like being bullshit hunters, right? You feel like a bullshit hunter supreme. Okay. And the way that what that means to me is that if you have people in your life, right? People that you love and you care for, your community, your job, you're going to really be focused on their peace, okay? And then it's like when I say an investigative reporter, what I'm getting is like problem solver. Like you get a problem, I'm going to like dig right in, and we're going to get to the root of it, and we're going to figure it out. Do you know that? Do you know that to be you? Does anybody here know you?
I know Herbie-jo.
You know Herbie-jo? Okay.
I've known her since she was a kid.
Okay, so you would be very lucky to be on that side of her because, yeah, like I would want her on my side
She's
because,
always a good woman.
yeah, like very much. So, okay, big mama energy at your workplace. I love this. Like you're large and in charge in your workplace. What I'm seeing, and I want you to help me out with this too. So you know, like when you walk into like reception and you got like a circular desk or something, and there's like a bank of things and yada yada yada, and that person's working there. Do you work at anything like that?
Oh,
Yeah.
I have. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I work at
it
desk.
Well, I know a lot of people work at a desk, but is it like so interesting that you're over here? You know Herbie-jo. You know, okay. So somebody around the corner that knows you. She's peeking around.
Hi, Herbie.
Okay, so when I say big mama energy, it's like you're taking your job very seriously. You're giving off like boss, like manager vibes in that way of like, okay, this goes here, you go here, this goes here, you go here. You're a coordinator, all right. Yeah.
Make sure people follow through on their end. You can set things up and then a lot of times they don't follow through with it. So I'm here to make sure they do. Yes.
So I know that nobody is truly like irreplaceable in a workplace, but I want to make sure that you're getting what you're valued at because it feels like if you took off the people, the man up charge, what have you, the whole thing would fall apart. So I want to make sure that you know your value, and I want to make sure that you know like that you might need another $5 an hour or something like that to truly go with that energy. But there's that like, I love that coordinating, right? You're always like checking in on stuff. Now, and this is going to be hard for you because you take a lot of things very seriously, and you take the people that you're coordinating with very seriously. It's like, I'm not sure if you're very good at those boundaries of like work, family, you know, work, family, everybody that you're working with and they work for you or what have you, or working in conjunction with you, is very much like, I'm gonna own you like my daughter. I'm gonna take care of you, I'm gonna make sure everything's good. And then that might be hard on you emotionally. Okay. Now, I don't know how old you are, okay, but I wanna ask you, because I'm pretty sure this is you. In the world of spirit, there is a sacred title, the Keeper of Memories. Okay? So do you have all the old pictures, all the old stuff? Do you have that yet? You do. Okay. Usually that's somebody that's like a generation above us that has all of that, but you have all the old pictures, you have all the other stuff. So yeah, say yes for me so everybody can hear that.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. Okay. You're very good at, again, at organizing, so I want to pass this along to you. We got a lot of technology at our disposal. These phones that we use, there's an app on it called PhotoMyne, PhotoMyne. And what you do is you can lay out all the pictures on the table. You can take a single picture of the table. And what it will do is it will crop, it does it all by itself. It'll like prompt it a little bit, but it will crop out every single picture, high def it, and save each one as a digital file. So people that have, because it feels like the shoe boxes, it feels like the boxes, the totes, all of this stuff where it all needs to be like organized and all of that. Okay, so there's a man in your family, feels like on your dad's side, it feels like you really got to get with him about who these people were in your pictures, okay? So do you have any older men left in this world? Uncles, fathers, grandfathers, anybody like that? What's that? Your brother. Is he significantly older than you? Would he know who people are outside of you? Would he know who more people are than you?
Probably, yes.
Okay, because it's very important to do that.
Actually, there is somebody who's family too that actually wants to go through those pictures.
A man.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to do that. You need to do that. Now.
You didn't say you wanted to go through them, you said you wanted some.
Okay. So if there's an older man who's going to know like who Aunt Jane was or who this person was, you're going to want to work with them so you can get names, because once we lose our like loved ones, we don't have that information. It's going to be very hard. So Isaac and I, about a year ago, started a publishing company. This is a book on my grant. Okay, so it's just pictures, stories. It's my story of my grandmother, and it's something that I truly believe in that we have to do. And it really, it's a disgrace, I think, that when we all die, we just become a stone or a pile of ashes. Right? Everybody has such wonderful lives and humor and lessons and insight. You could do something like that for your family, just by yourself, even if we just leave a PDF for people, you know? But here's a funny thing. It feels like there are younger men in the family. Younger men in the family. You got boys? Okay. Younger men in the family that are going to need to know who their ancestors are. I'm a really firm believer in this because we're all alive in a very strange time. We have this weird technology thing happening, internet, all of that, social media. Every day it gets a little weirder and scarier. Imagine where it's going to be in 50 years to 100 years, right? And I did this book for my family, yes, but I also did it for my descendants who are going to be around in 100 years. That's so important. So again, just even if it's like a PDF, something that you print out, write stories, let people know what is inside of them. That just changes how they feel. And the history that we're losing every day when people pass, it's a shame, okay? Now, okay. So Herbie-jo, thank you for this. And I want to tell you where this information is coming from, okay? So you got some fluffy women in spirit, okay? Fluffier women, like I come from fluffy people, right? You got some fluffier women in spirit. Now here's an interesting thing. You're not one of these people that keeps a cell phone and like her. You don't do that? Okay, you better not ever do that, okay? And the reason being is that it feels like, and you want to be careful of the Wi-Fi routers and the banks of Wi-Fi routers that you might sit next to and all of that. They're really bringing attention to breast health. Okay, so do you have breast cancer in your family? Okay, so you want to be careful of that sort of stuff because that's just something that they want you to pay attention to. Nobody should be walking around with their goddamn cell phone in their bra. You know, that's not healthy at all. So please take that into consideration, okay? So now I'm going from here down to here, okay? Colon health. This is super important. Colon health. Be mindful, and please do your own research on this because science will indicate this. Cut it out with the sausage and the bacon, right? Any of that food, cut it out because that's like nitrate laden. It's a lot of this stuff like the salamis and the pastrami's and all the weird meats that have chemicals. It's a lot of the stuff that is giving people colon cancer. Okay, so again, I've heard cancer twice. You got colon cancer in your family at all? All right, so these are things that you're going to
I
want.
just did a colon thing, so, and I'm good.
Oh, okay, good. Good, so they would have probably talked to you about the foods that you want to avoid or have very little of? Yeah, okay, so please do your research because there's a lot of that. My grandfather, who passed from colon cancer.
Actually,
What?
well, you're hearing that, but my dad, I used to get on him about that.
Okay.
And, yeah, very much so. And he had,
Of the colon, yeah. Okay. So you got that genetics. Okay, so they're bringing my attention to that. My
I think I
grandfather.
repress a lot of it.
Yeah, I get it. We do. So a lot of people get psychic amnesia. I'll be talking to them and then they'll like message me and go like, oh yeah, that was a thing, you know, yada, yada, yada. But my grandfather would always like, him and my gran would drive to McDonald's every day, sit in the parking lot and have a sausage biscuit. And it's like the sausage and the biscuit and that fatty stuff.
I just buy hot dogs.
You did? Okay, so, or feed them to the hogs, I don't know. But you wanna be careful of that stuff, and please, again, do your research around the weird, meated chemical stuff, because that, like, it's out there, the information is out there, that's something that really contributes to that, okay? And I also wanna ask you, any TMJ or tight jaw stuff? You do? Okay. So I'm really getting on that. So again, I get a lot of that like medical stuff for people. So there's, I'd love for you to get a massage where you're laying on your back and they're just like, you know, somebody that really knows how to like get in that neck, get in that jaw, loosen that stuff up. But maybe, oh my gosh. So your dad is in spirit? He's a joker? I don't know, because there's this person coming through who's like, oh, maybe you should take your job a little bit less seriously, you wouldn't clench your jaw so much. So, right, that energy of like, right, taking it a little bit too seriously, because I think that you can do everything that you want to do without taking it too seriously, right? So now they're saying, pull the wad out of your throat. So you've got like, you got to speak up a little bit more. You got to speak up a little bit more. I want you to get with Teresa. Okay. So Teresa is going to help you draw some hard boundaries. No more of this bullshit. Okay. No more of this bullshit. Now, so it's funny. I think you got like a little weirdo inside of you. Here's a funny thing. Here's a funny thing, because whatever delights you in your home, right? Whatever quirky things that you have, strange things. And I'm like being drawn up to this doll arm thing. Do you see this up here? So, okay, it's over here, right? So there's a doll head with like two arms sticking out. It's freaking weird and awesome in equal measure, you know what I mean? So it feels like, you know, if you, I'm like getting Tim Burton stuff. If you have any sort of like strange or unusual proclivities, and like just make your house your home in that way, that if you want like, you know that, the lamp that's the lady's leg, you know, weird shit like that, you know, something like that. Lean into a little bit of quirkiness, right? Because we can, okay? Absolutely. Again, being really cautious of what's going on here. You know, how old are you? Can I ask? I'm just going to ask. You're 50, okay. You're a beautiful 50. Look at you. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm 44. It feels like we're kind of like the same generation-ish, okay? You live until you're 80, you're still gonna like have 30, 40 years of that impact of that food on your belly and your gut. So please take that into consideration, okay? And what I'm tasting now for you, and I want you to research this as well, apple cider vinegar. So apple cider vinegar might help with the digestive stuff, all of that. Do you take that?
I was for a while.
Okay, so was your digestion better? Okay, so I want you to get back to that. You might want to sweeten it up with some honey or something, because it is acidic and bitter, but there's something that you can do. Don't take the pills I hear. You know, they have the like apple cider vinegar supplements and all that. It's got to be the real stuff. Get the real stuff with the mother, so you get that bacteria in your belly to help with that. That's going to be chef's kiss. It's going to be something very, very good for you. So thank you for showing up. You get a clover too, okay? I'm going right over here to this one. What's that? Those old Scottish men, I tell you.